This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today's Wednesday, and that means we're dealing with a viewer's question, and I've had a few questions of late in recent times asking about technicalities of playing the guitar or music theory or this, that or the other. So I thought I'd intersperse those kind of viewers' questions with one of a slightly different nature. It comes from a chap called Dave, and this was his question.
John, loving the new website look, mate. Anyway, here's my question. What's your favourite key to play in, and do you have a go-to jam track for warming up? See you on Friday for a beer. Dave.
So what is my favourite jam track to go to and what's my favourite key to play in? I'll just mention, by the way, that if you have a question like Dave and you want to get in touch, then you can see the website address there at the top of the screen, link in the description. Just use the email form there and tell me what's on your mind. But I suppose, you know, I could come out with something clever here, couldn't I, and say that, you know, I love nothing more than playing in A flat. Or I love nothing more than playing in E flat minor or something. No, I'm a guitar player. I'm a meat and potatoes, classic blues rock kind of guitar player, which means that, as you would expect, I like to play in A minor. A bit like this. And yes, that was my favourite jam track as well. I'm going to explain to you in a moment what I like about that particular jam track. But before I do, I'll just mention that, as always, there is a full tab for that solo in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing the solo and the jam track itself. My favourite jam track, no less. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description, as I'm sure you know by now. $3 or £3 a month gets you access to all of these additional bits and pieces that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description. So, why do I like that jam track so much? Well, here's the explanation.
Here is the explanation.
Right, I think the reason I like this chord sequence so much, this jam track, is because, well, apart from the fact that it's in every guitar player's favourite key, A minor, the way the chord sequence is structured, it allows you to be kind of as simple or as clever as you want to be. So the chords are, you've got an A minor 7, going to an F major 7, then B flat major 7. Now that chord is significant because it's not in the same key as the rest of it. the chords. We're basically in the key of A minor, A natural minor, A Aeolian, call it what you want. But we're just borrowing a chord, this B flat major 7, from the related key of D minor, and we can make use of that. Then after that we go to a G7. So we've got A minor 7, F major 7, B flat major 7 to G7. Then back to an A minor 7 again, D minor 7 this time. And then if we take the D minor chord and place a B bass note underneath it, we get B minor 7 flat 5, which is a little tricky for me at the moment with my dodgy finger, and then an E7, which takes us back to A minor 7 again. So you could play over the top of all of that just a regular A minor pentatonic, and that's what I did for the first 8 bars of the solo. Just, all the usual kind of stuff, really. All of the different patterns of A minor pentatonic. Beg your pardon. Like that. But as I said, we've got we've got some kind of nice fancy stuff going on there in the chords. For instance, the A minor pentatonic, easy way to remember the notes in that scale is that if you start at the top of this pattern and descend, you're actually spelling the word caged. C-A-G-E-D, C-A-G-E-D, C-A, like that. But hang on a second, we've got some chords in there that obviously have notes other than C's, A's, G's, E's or D's. For instance, we had an F major 7 chord. Well, that's going to have an F note in it, isn't it? So we can, if we know C, A, G, E, if we know that's an E, then we're going to find an F note there. So, you can just listen for that chord change and just bring that note in. It just adds a little bit of a lift. Likewise, when it goes to that B flat major 7, we've got obviously a B flat note we can add in there, which is, so if we know that's C, A, well, that's going to be a B flat. So, and then the G7 chord, less obvious this time because in both of the previous examples, F major 7 has an F note in it, B flat major 7 has a B flat note in it. But it's not immediately obvious until you just dig a little bit further that G7 has a B note in it. So I think at one point in the solo there, I was playing around down here, basically in a B flat major pentatonic. Over that B flat major 7th chord, and then I've got a B flat note here, and I can outline a G7 chord and include that B note there, and I'm still close enough to the my kind of home base A minor pentatonic shape, and you can do that anywhere on the neck. So for instance, if I was let's take those same 3 chord changes, B flat major 7th to G7 back to A minor. Well, I've got a B flat major pentatonic here. Like that. That can then come into a G major pentatonic. Over the G7 chord, and then into A minor pentatonic over the A minor chord. So you can, providing you know your pentatonic positions and you can learn those, it's not something that requires, dare I say, talent. It's just just learn where those shapes are on the neck. You can and you can hear where the chord changes are happening. You can just move between stuff like this, which is essentially what I was doing later on in the solo. And that's what I like about it, about that jam track, because it allows you to be just really kind of simple and melodic. I think the pentatonic scale has a wonderful habit of just delivering catchy little melodies that will fall under your fingers quite easily. Or you can be quite clever and, just bring in the that that B flat in there whenever the mood takes you. Not whenever the mood takes you, whenever that chord arrives, and so on. So, it's a nice jam track to play over because it allows you to play in different and contrasting ways, and it's, out of all the jam tracks that I tend to warm up with, it is possibly the one I go back to the most. So there you go. Now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with it. So there you go. It just makes anything that you do over the top of it sound pretty good. It's a very kind of flattering track to play over, I find. Certainly is for the way that I play. And as I say, if you're one of my wonderful Patreon supporters, you can download that track and see if it does the same kind of thing for you. And that is pretty much the video for today, folks. Hope you found that entertaining and informative, and maybe even enlightening in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. We drink beer and talk about music and guitars and whatever. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I would love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.